Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a really quick tour of my Canvas page. I'm sure you're going to be super familiar with Canvas going through this with all your courses, but I wanted to show you a couple highlights on my page. So once you're in the course from your dashboard, you should have a page that looks very similar to this. Obviously, you wouldn't have this pink bar at the bottom. That's because I'm a teacher logged in as a student on the student view. But on this home page, there's a couple different places you can click. If you need to get to the campus website or the RISD website, those are direct links there. This resources tab will take you to a page that has our formula chart and periodic table. Strongly recommend you go there, print that out. That way you just always have a copy of that handy. But if you're in a pinch and you need to find it, then it is right there. And this will take you to our syllabus, which we went over in the welcome video. If you forget how to reach me on tutorial times or when those are, you can click on that little need help button, and there's all of my tutorial times that you can absolutely 100% find me. If it's a virtual tutoring time, then that is a hyperlink that can get you to the Zoom where I'll be. But I want to talk about modules. So in the modules, obviously the very first one at the top is the one that every single one of your teachers probably has in their Canvas course, which is all of this stuff that the district sent out about familiarizing yourself with Canvas. So I'm not going to require you do this for me. If you've already done this in another class, just feel free to minimize that. And then this very first module that I've put in for you guys is just some kind of welcome back stuff, some lab safety, review of lab equipment. This is where you'll find your safety contract, which you do need to review and sign for me. That's in as an assignment. So on your home page on the right side, it kind of gives you like a to-do list of upcoming due dates. So you won't forget to do that, and I'll remind you as well. And then review of chemical nomenclature. This is like naming. There's a lesson here. This one's completely optional. In AP curriculum, it is not actually required that you know how to name formulas. Anytime a question is given to you, they'll give you the name and the formula. That way, it's just written in a way where you already have that information. However, I don't want you to get scared off by big complex names. So just being really comfortable with nomenclature is a good idea. And so if you're feeling rusty or like maybe you didn't get it, then here's some resources here for you to review that. Then in our very first unit, Unit 1, Reintroduction to Chemistry, I think the easiest way for you guys is if you just click on Unit 1 schedule, and there's weeks at a glance that I'm putting in here. And honestly, I've had a lot of trouble figuring out how to make this super easy and just convenient for everybody to know what they're supposed to be doing when. And so this is the system I'm going to try. And if we come up with a better way along our path, I guess, then we can certainly change what we're doing. But under Unit 1 schedule, you'll find a week at a glance. So if you click on the week at a glance, then this is broken down by kind of what group you fall in. You're either going to be in group A through K, group L through Z, and that's based on your alpha name, or you've elected to do fully remote. So just kind of find where you fit. And I've set up a weekly schedule so that you can keep track of what you were supposed to be doing based on which of those three groups you're in. So this would be for the very first week, our 3-day week, Wednesday, welcome to AP Chem. Since group A through K, this is actually backwards. Anyways, so one of these groups is going to get this in person while another group has to do it remote just because of the way the calendar falls. Anyways, all of these things will be hyperlinked for you. So if you are receiving that particular lesson in person, then you wouldn't necessarily need to do the virtual version, but I'm going to try and make that super clear in the weeks at a glance when it's required to click on the virtual version and when it's not. And then, for example, like Thursday, Thursday's an A day, and so I don't have any AP classes on Thursday. And so these video notes, it's an expectation that you've watched those before you come to class for the next day, because we're going to interact with that material on the next class meet, whether you're in person or remote or fully remote on those days. So even if I put something on Thursday, even if that's an A day, consider that homework. And I try to keep those not super long, but we're going to do a flip model, which means you're going to get a lot of your notes through videos, whether you're remote or in person. And then when you do come in person, that's when we'll do our labs and some enrichment and guided practice. And you fully remote guys, you'll get all of that in a virtual or digital version as well. So that is just a really quick place where you can find everything for the particular week. I did go ahead and leave each of the individual lessons. So in that week at a glance, they're linked into these modules or these little lessons. I left these here, like you can see these even if you complete them through the week at a glance, because if you want to go back and review, and instead of having to like dig through the weeks at a glance, you can always just come back to the individual lesson, be like, oh, I want to review stoichiometry, so I'm just going to come back to the stoichiometry lesson, instead of having to figure out or remember what day of what week we did that. So all of these little pages right here are already linked into those weeks at a glance. So if you have questions, feel free to message me in Canvas or by email, and I will see you guys soon.